What is going on, guys? We are doing a video on creating your own team here in MLB The Show 22 with any player or players you want on that team. Whether they be created players, legends, or current MLB players, I'm going to show you how to build all that stuff. Now, the side note is it's only for franchise mode. You cannot use this team in exhibition, unfortunately, and that is unfortunate. But I'm going to start off by just creating a player. We're going to create a player. Now, I did videos similar to this, but this one's going to be slightly different. It's just basically, showing you how to create your own team with any player or players you want on that team, including legends, and doing a franchise with them, because like I said, you can only do franchise. You cannot do exhibition with this, what I'm talking about here. So we're going to create a guy by the name of Joe Ramsey. Who cares, right? Okay. So now there's audio. Let's go to ours and see if they. I might have misspelled Ramsey because I'm pretty sure there is a last name of Ramsey, but I don't see it. Okay, so you know what? His name is going to be Rocket. His last name is going to be. His name is Joe Rocket. Okay, who cares, right? This is just for the sake of the video. I'm not really going to be using this guy, so his name is Joe Rocket. Who cares what his number and name is? He's a second baseman. His secondary position is going to be shortstop, okay? So this is what he does. I'm not going to mess with anything like his physical features or anything like that. I'm just going to do something to his attributes, just... Now, your attributes, what type of attributes you make are going to determine how easy your character is to find on a free agency. If his attributes are high, then he'll be found at the top. If they're low, he'll be found at the bottom. If he's kind of medium, like this guy might be medium, he'll be found in the middle. Now, the free agent list is fairly long because it has legends and stuff on there. So, it's a fairly long list. So make sure you just pay attention to all your created players and what their names are. Because, you got to remember all that in order to find your character. It ain't like NBA 2K where you could just go to created characters and go through that list. This game is not like that, so, I'm just giving him some kind of average attributes. Maybe some things he's a little bit under average, maybe some a little over, but he's kind of an average player, right? We're just going through this. And I'm only going to do one created character because I don't need to do a bunch because, to make the point that I'm making here. Okay, so when you leave, you're going to go to free agent pool. Okay, you're going to do this every time you create your character, okay? Your rosters have changed. Okay, so now I'm going to save my roster. Okay. Okay, so I saved it, under VV. It's the file name. So, okay, I've saved my roster now. Okay, now you can keep creating characters, create as much as you want. If you want a team full of created characters, you can do that. But I'm only doing one because doing multiples is not going to help this video. Because once you see me do it once, that's good enough. Okay, so now you're not going to start your franchise yet. Okay, you can't do that. You have to put your player on a team, and I'm going to show you how to put your character on a team in just a second here. So we're going to go to roster control, and then we're going to roster control again. Now I'm going to go with the Baltimore Orioles. Now it's going to be a created team, but you have to use these MLB teams as your created team, and I'm sure a lot of people already know that, but we're just going to kind of walk through it here. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go to player movement. Now remember, my guy was a second baseman, so I'm going to select him, and then I'm going to go to this side, and I'm going to go to free agent list because, my guy's a free agent. Now remember, you don't release your guys to the free agent unless you trade them. The reason why the game is like that is because you have to have a certain amount of guys on the roster, and sometimes if you release players, then the roster's not full enough. There's my guy, Joe Rocket. Wow, he's 88. That's not bad, you know. Those L's are legends, by the way. You can put those on your team if you want your team to have legends on it. Okay, so now I have Joe Rocket on this team, the Baltimore Orioles. Now let's say I want legends on my team, right? I want Randy Johnson as my pitcher, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my starting pitcher or anyone else. You could trade him for any pitcher. I recommend you trade him for the same position. That way your roster has the right amount of players. But so now I got Randy Johnson. You know, let's take a look at his likeness. You know, that's Randy Johnson. He's going to be on my team. Now remember, I'm going to turn this into a custom team, okay? It's going to be a create team. I want King Griffey Jr., okay? You're going to get my point in a minute. So, King Griffey Jr. is a center fielder. Even though this guy's a superstar, we're just making a video here, so I'm trading for King Griffey. Okay, so now do this as much as you want. Create, whether it be created characters or legends. Now, if you want other MLB players, you're going to do this. You're going to switch sides and hit O1 and go to whatever team you want. Whatever player you want, whatever team he's on. You know, that's how this is going to work. Like, for example, if I want let's say here, let's go to the, heck, let's say I want Joey Votto. Who cares, right? I put Joey Votto on my team. Okay, so now do that as much as you want, and then accept roster changes. You're gonna say yes, and then you're gonna see this issue here. Okay, you're gonna go there. No, it says, it's going to say all of them must be validated. So you're going to hit square to auto fix. Okay. So now your roster's fixed. Okay. You're going to find the teams that have that issue, which is the Baltimore Orioles. Auto fix, yes. You know, because usually the teams that you trade with are going to have that. You just hit auto fix. That's all you got to do. Everything will be okay. So now I got that going on. So now I'm going to save that roster again. Okay. You're going to have to do these steps every time. I recommend you do it every time you create a character, to save your roster every single time. Okay. So now let's say I built my team up, right? We're the Baltimore Orioles. Now I'm going to create my team, but I'm going to do it like this. I have to start a new franchise. Okay, and I'm gonna load save roster. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do, right? So I'm loading my save roster. Okay, now remember, I was the Baltimore Orioles, so I'm gonna go to the top. And I'm gonna hit R1 to customize my team. Okay, create new custom team. Okay, now I'm gonna do another video on all this stuff here. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna go into any details. You know, any serious details here. So you can change your team name. Now I'm going to show you something really cool and really interesting here. Under team details, you can go here.
The 66ers
and
the Aces.
I recommend you looking on here to find a name that's already in the game before naming your team. That way when you play your franchise mode, the commentators will call your team by name. You know, I've always thought that was cool. So we're just gonna pick something. It doesn't matter. You know, and then you can even create a logo that matches it. I'm not gonna do that in this video. I'm gonna do that in another video that's gonna follow this video. So we're gonna be called the Baltimore Earthquakes. Who cares, man, right? So, because I'm not really gonna actually use this. This is all just examples. That's all it is. It's not like I'm really gonna do anything with this. So we're the Baltimore Earthquakes, okay? I'm just doing this for the sake of just showing you that I'm creating a team. You do whatever you want with your created team, okay? Matching team audio was found. Okay, so we're the Baltimore Earthquakes. So I'm done. Are you sure? No, wait a minute, hold on. So you have to push start to exit. Team logos have not been modified. Would you like to modify? Okay, I'm not going to do that in this video. Obviously, if I was really using this team in reality, I would obviously do that, but I'm not going to in this video because I'm just showing you something, okay? So, okay, I'm done. So you save your teams, right? You do save your create team, but you can still only use him in franchise mode. Okay, so now I got my team created. Now I'm gonna push start. Okay, I'm using my team. You select all your rules, whatever. Keep going forward. In this, do whatever you want, obviously. I recommend doing this, or, because it makes it easier. If everything's completely manual, you know, auto manage. I'll just do that. Okay, so, and I don't do spring training, so let me show you my created team here. There's my team. As you can see, their uniforms are pretty weak, but as you can see, I got Randy Johnson on my team. Okay, so you've built your team, and then all you got to do now, auto save is usually on. I'm gonna go here and save my team, save my franchise, and that's pretty much it. That's how that works. Now you've officially built your own team. That's this video. Those are the steps you gotta take to create your own team with any player you want on that team.